Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a former Boeing 737 pilot, and welcome to our next flight in the PMDG 737-800. Today we are going to do the return flight from our trip Stuttgart-Madeira, as we are going to fly Madeira back to Stuttgart. We are halfway through the turnaround process here, our deboarding is completed, and I'd say we are just about ready to start our loading. But before we do that, I suggest that, as always, we are going to start with a quick review of our flight plan. So let's open up SimBrief and see where we are. We are going to depart Madeira and then set course pretty much in a straight line down to Stuttgart. The significant weather chart gives us again a couple of CBs in the area around Madeira, and the rest of the way to Stuttgart is completely fine. Looking into the airport weather, Madeira at the moment is quite okay. We are going to see how that's going to develop. And going into Stuttgart, clear skies, runway 07 in use, and with a bit of luck we might even be able to fly the straight-in approach to runway 25, vacating at the end and then taxiing straight to the gate. Our alternate in Munich is clear skies and beautiful weather as well. Now looking into our flight plan, we are again on the 737-800 Alpha Tango Uniform Alpha. TUIjet 92 Golf will be our call sign, departing Madeira at 12:05, and we are unfortunately going to arrive 15 minutes behind the schedule down in Stuttgart. Now we are not limited by any of our weights. The landing weight is pretty much the same as it was forecast to be on the flight over, so I'm a little skeptical here with the planned fuel usage, but we're going to see how that is going to develop. Now for our flight plan, 13.4 is the minimum fuel, and I honestly don't see any reason to take more than that, so we are going to take exactly those 13.4 tons of fuel. So let's go ahead and start the refueling process. That's... no, what are you doing, GSX? Fucking around again with my settings. Ground services, and we need 13,400 like that, and start the refueling procedure please. And then while all of that is ongoing, we can head out for the walk around. So do follow me outside please. Now, standard walk around on the 737-800. We are starting over here. TAP probe is in a good condition. The pitot tube and the AOA sensor is as well. A quick look down into the forward gear bay. And over here everything is fine. Now we can make our way around the aircraft's nose, verifying that there is no bird strike damage or anything, and we haven't bent the plane from my previous landing. Pitos, AOA vane is good, and there is no damages to the external power access panel. Then moving a little bit further back, the door is in a good condition with the door handle closed, and the static port is fine as well, and the same applies down here. Then let's go ahead and have a look into the ram air inlet door. That is in a fine shape, and looking into the engine, everything seems good down here. Moving further around the aircraft, quick look below the engine as well, and then we can move along the leading edge, checking for any sign of damages from any previous bird strike. So, the split scimitar winglet is in a good condition, nav light is checked, then we can walk along the flaps, again looking for any sign of damages, bird strikes or whatever. Getting down to the main landing gear, everything is in a good shape down here, and then we just gotta make our way around into the wheel well. Down here everything is looking fantastic on all sides, and the front of the landing gear is looking good as well. Then let's see if we can get around here somewhere. Here we go. Okay, moving to the back of the aircraft. The APU inlet is closed, the outflow valve is open and looking good. The elevator fuel pitot tube is fine, leading edges are good, static dischargers are all in place as they should be. And then we're moving around the tailplane and back to the left-hand side of the aircraft. Leading edges all looking good. Let's try not to run into those stairs, please. Okay, and down here everything is fantastic. Okay, same check on this side. Let's get into that wheel well. And up here everything's good as well. That's fantastic. Okay, and the landing gear is in a good shape, so let's just go to the back here again and check our wing. Any sign of damages, anything on the flaps, on the ailerons, on the split scimitars over here. 2 static wick dischargers, nav lights are operating, and the nav lights on the front are as well. Leading edge is in a good condition, and then we can move all the way to the back of the engine. Over here everything is good, and a quick check beneath the engine. No sign of a pot strike or anything. So looking into the front of the engine, the acoustic lining on the sides is undamaged. The leading edges are looking good as well, and then the ram air inlet door is looking good. And with that, we've got our static ports, which are looking good as well, and with that we have already finished that part of the walk around. So let's go right back up, no comment, and let's get back inside. Now we are going to fly today's flight from the first officer's seat, since the captain has flown us here. So let's go ahead and take that seat, please. So pilot, co-pilot, and here we are. Thank you. Okay, lovely. So then let's get out that EFB and let's start doing some work. Request data from SimBrief. We already got the flight plan down here, so that's all looking fantastic. Zero fuel weight 60.5. Well, refueling is in progress, so I'm not going to interfere with that. But what I am definitely going to do is to go to the payload page. That's going to be 181 passengers, and then 2,000 kilos in the front, 1,000 kilos in the back. 400 kilos heavier, fine with me. We're going to take it that way. Okay, and now with the payload here, let's go ahead and request boarding, please. And you are not going to do anything, GSX. I said you are not going to do anything. Thank you. Alright. So let's import that new flight plan over here as well, and then we can start. FMC route flight plan request from SimBrief, and select that. Then we can move over into the data link ATS ATIS. We're looking for LPMA and send that ATIS request, please. And with all the data link stuff now happening, let's go ahead and have a look. We're going from Madeira to Stuttgart, TUIjet 902 Golf. Route uplink is in progress. Just gotta wait for that to finish real quick. And the ATIS is here as well. So, Madeira, arriving and departing runway 5, wind 030 at 16, visibility 10, clouds are good, temperature 16, QNH 1007. And 1007 is actually set already. Medical helicopter inbound, priority landing granted, blah blah blah, okay, easy. Good, that's all looking fantastic. The routing is here as well, so departing Madeira, runway 05. And we got the Dagon 1 Echo departure in our flight plan. And for the arrival in Stuttgart, ILS approach runway 07, Reutel 5 Alpha. But I'm probably going to take the Reutel 07 transition, route activate. So let's have a look at the legs page. So search, departure, Madeira, sit, Dagon 1 Echo, here it is. GSX screen, don't block my click spots please, thank you. So straight ahead, after takeoff, start the right turn as soon as practical to avoid high ground on the left side. Heading 087, and then we proceed Iman Mike Alpha 647 above 4000, and thereafter direct to Dagon, and that's pretty much exactly what we got in here. So that's easy going. Let's go ahead and execute that thing. Route data, wind data request is not working just yet, that's fine. So cost index 10. Reserve fuel is 2.5, zero fuel 60.5 according to the plan. Flight level 340 at first and higher later. Top of climb wind 064 at 9. Outside temperature is ISR -1, so we're looking at -53 degrees. Transition altitude 5001. On the takeoff page, noise abatement procedure number 1 applies over here, so acceleration height in 3000. And then we got the fix page, LPMA/25, and the engine out is to follow the standard sit until 647 and then join the holding over there. So Mike Alpha 647. Actually, yeah, that looks good. So triple alpha, delete, execute, hold 647, 226 right turn and 4000 feet seems to look good to me. Climbing in the holding to 4000 then, that's fine. Okay, lovely. 250 below flight level 100 and let's see, 13.3, arrival fuel 4.1, easy. Okay, good. Then we are done with that part of the setup over there. Our boarding is already ongoing, that's lovely. Now let's just enjoy a little bit of the nice weather over here, shall we? Okay, that's good, that's good. Refueling. 13.4 is complete. Cabin crew, refueling is complete. Okay, over here everything's set, over here everything's good, 340, and landing field elevation is 1300 over in Stuttgart. Ignition system A, and then we got flight directors coming on. The courses don't really matter here. Initial is probably going to be 5000, and what's the runway heading? 049er. And that's set, and the same can go into the courses over here. Just so that we have something. Okay, auto brake RTO, reset the fuel flow. Oil quantity is still good, hydraulic quantities are still good. Then we can turn on the terrain awareness system again. Parking brake stays off for cooling at the moment. Frequencies are good and all good. Transponder onto number 2 and above, and that's it. Okay, MFRA 1170. Like that. And that's copied over to the other side. Okay, beautiful. Then we are done with our setup, so let's go ahead and get started with the departure briefing, please. Threats for today's departure is the possible wind shear and the terrain on the left-hand side. What are we going to do to mitigate against that? Well, for the wind shear escape procedure, prior V1 we are going to reject the takeoff. After V1 we continue. Rotate to 15 degrees, then follow the flight director orders and firewall the thrust levers. Disconnect the auto throttle, maintain the current configuration until we're out of wind shear. The initial turn can be disregarded. We just gotta ensure that we are not turning anywhere to the left-hand side, since that is where the high terrain is. So if we have to fly straight, then we're flying straight, okay? Yeah, apart from that, we have the high terrain, which we are going to mitigate against by using terrain display on my side. Weather on your side, since otherwise the predictive wind shear system may not work as reliably, so we gotta switch that thing on. It takes like 30 seconds from the moment you switch it on until predictive wind shear is reliable, so you gotta have that in mind. Apart from that, let's go ahead and conduct the route check, please. Hey, where's the EFB? Okay. Well, then we do it without the EFB. So we're going from Lima Papa Mike Alpha to Echo Delta Delta Sierra 10 Uniform India 902 Golf. The routing is Dagon 1 Echo to Dagon, direct Nata, direct Tosti, November 745, Samar, November 976 Domingo, Tango 429 Top 2, direct 2 Gay Man, direct Ninon, direct Latam, direct Etrek, direct Le Tour Le Pont, direct Solop, direct Omazi, direct Kini, direct Sosal, direct Koret, November 871 Deton, Tango 163 Zurich East, Tango 125 Reutel for the Reutel arrival, and that thing is with a ground distance of 1613 versus 1595. A little bit longer because I got the approach transition in there. 4.2 remaining and 2.5 is the reserve. Okay, time UTC 1146, altimeter 1007, reading 170, MFRA 1170, flight director's on, and mine is the master, standby instrument set. It's a right seat takeoff from 05, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 1, and the takeoff, or the engine outset is according to the standards. Above 80 knots there will be no actions. Below 400 feet accept to cancel any warnings and raise the landing gear with a positive rate. 400 feet verify heading, select and carry out the memory items at the MFRA, buck up, retract flaps and schedule. Flaps up no light, level change, max continue thrust, engage the automatics, non-normal checklist, normal checklist, PIOS in its PA, and then we make up a plan. Our taxi is a pushback with a nose to the right, standard lineup, backtrack and full length for the departure. And the SID, Dagon 1 Echo, departure, right turn out, climb to 5000, and anything else will be with air traffic control. Do you have any questions on that? Nope? Alright, and that's our briefing completed. Let's see if we can get a data link clearance here, or if we need to go via... voice. LPMA, stand 5, and we have 8 kilo. Good afternoon, send, here we go. Okay, that was quick. Departure request status being processed, stand by. Okay, so anything else we can do for the time being? Not really, huh? Still a couple of passengers coming, though that looks to be the last. So let's start with APU. Well, while we're waiting for the clearance, let's do the transit before start checklist down to PA, please. So Gibbons, 1 of 3 removed. No, oxygen test 100%. Gibbons, 1 of 3 removed. Yaw damper on. Fuel. We need 13.4. We have 13.4 with 6 pumps on. Fast melts on. Window heat on, aircon packs, Prax auto bleeds on set, press mode selector auto, instrument cross checked, auto brake RTO, speed brake, down detent, park and brake, set, stop and color switches normal, radius radar and transponder set and standby, rudder and aileron trims 3 and 0, take a briefing discussed, holding at PA. And here's the clearance. Clear to Stuttgart, Dagon 1 Echo departure, runway 5, and we got runway 5 with the Dagon 1 Echo departure. Okay, maintain 4000. Here we go, departure 119605, squawk 4452. Okay, Wilco. So 119.605. Pre-selected, and that's it. Alright, lovely. Then we've got our clearance, we've got all that stuff. Let's see about the boarding. Yes, complete, perfect. Prepare for pushback and departure. And then APU is going online. Remove those chocks, please. You close your window. And then let's say hello to our passengers, which is something for the captain to do. Liebe Fluggäste, einen schönen guten Tag aus dem Cockpit, hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel, im Namen der TUI darf ich Sie ganz herzlich an Bord unserer Boeing 737-800 auf unserem gemeinsamen Flug nach Stuttgart begrüßen. Wir erwarten heute eine Flugzeit von circa 4 Stunden. Wir werden jetzt in Kürze dann auch die Motoren anlassen und uns auf den Weg machen, sodass wir etwas früher als geplant losfliegen werden, was wir aber auch brauchen, da wir gegen einen starken Gegenwind anfliegen werden, sodass wir dann doch erst mit einer pünktlichen Ankunft rechnen. Das Wetter in Stuttgart ist heute schön vorhergesagt, wir erwarten einen weitestgehend klaren Himmel. Machen Sie es sich jetzt bei uns an Bord gemütlich, wir melden uns dann im Anflug mit den neuesten Wetterinformationen bei Ihnen. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, and in the name of TUI, I would like to welcome you all on board our Boeing 737-800 on our flight to Stuttgart. Today's flight time is going to be approximately 4 hours, which means that we are going to arrive a little behind the schedule. However, the good news is that we are almost ready to go up here, so we will depart a little early to hopefully make up any of that possible lost time there. Now, we do expect a flight time of 4 hours with a smooth flight, and then the arrival a little behind the planned schedule. For now, sit back, relax, and make yourself comfortable. If there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew members. And for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. So, that stuff's done. The APU's been running for long enough as well now. Aft entry door still open. So, let's see, door management, close all, and vehicles, release all, and then close all, okay, and arm all. That is looking good. Okay, so that stuff is done. Then let's go ahead and have a look into our takeoff performance. Zero fuel weight, 60.9. So slightly heavier, 74.3, and that is looking good. CG is 20. So performance, Madeira 0.5, weight 74,300, CG 20, and then let's have a look at that weather once again. Here it is, 030 at 16. The temperature is 16 degrees, QNH 1007. Calculate. Takeoff 132. I'm gonna go full takeoff 1 if that's okay with you, due to the possibility of wind shear. Okay, so full takeoff 1, flaps 5, CG 20, trim 6.1 units. And then we're looking at speeds 50, 50, 54. One 150, 150, and 154. Here we go. Okay, that's all looking good. Then legs and takeoff ref. With that, we are good to go. So, ground from cockpit. Please confirm that all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed. Roger that, then we'll call for pushback, stand by. Okay, before start checklist down to the line. So, PA complete, FMC CDU set, takeoff speeds and thrusts, no, N1 and ES bucks, automatic, full 24K, speeds 50, 50, 54 set, stop trim 6.1 set, performance weight and balance, sign send, phones off, EFB, airplane mode stilled, flight awareness, and cockpit door locked, doors closed, passengers seated, before start checklist is complete. Okay, then let's go ahead and call for pushback, please. And that's going to be with Tower 12466. Now let's see, what's our call sign again? Funchal Tower, TUI 902 Golf, request pushback and startup. Pushback approved, facing west to eject 902 Golf. For some reason we couldn't hear the tower, don't ask me why. But anyway, let's get going. Before start checklist below the line, air compacts off, anti-collision light on, parking brake set, transponder, alt off, before start checklist complete. Ground from cockpit. Pushback and startup approved. Facing west, park and brake set. Roger that. Facing west, release park and brake, please. Park and brake released. Off block 56. That's 11 minutes ahead of schedule. Very nice job. Roger that, and you stand by for engine start. Okay, my friends, and with that, here we go. Now look at that, EasyJet invasion today. Is that an A321 on the back there? I think it is, huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard TUIfly flight 2811, departing for Stuttgart. Our estimated flight time is 40 minutes. Please pay close attention
40 minutes?
To the safety
no.
Demonstration, as it contains
with all goodwill, if we try that, we are going to be in the ocean with the wings being somewhere else in the ocean.
And pulling the strap to tighten.
Okay, Grant, we're ready for engine start. Sequence is going to be 2 then 1, and we'll commence engine 2 start now. Clear 2. Engine 2 starts. And 2.
Devices should be securely stowed. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited on board. Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed.
Oil pressure, and 1.
Mask firmly. Place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Life vests are located under your seat. Put it on and inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. Floor-level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which may be behind you. In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow crew instructions immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot or catches fire,
starter cutout, monitor 2, isolating a pack, and starting 1. Clear 1, and pushback completed, set brakes, park and brake set. Engine 1 start, and 2. Oil pressure, and 1. Just gotta love the view at the engine start, sitting here on the right hand seat. Reminds me of the early time when I joined the PMDG tech team, because back then I used to still be a first officer on the 737, and you don't want to know how many videos I recorded from the seat. So, starter cutout, monitor 1, number 1 stable. Okay, so there's a lifting tuck. Then we just need the ramp agent, please. Where is she? Hello? Oh, there she is. Okay, and clear signal is received. So, flight control track. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. And neutral. Before taxi checklist. Generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, probe beat on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation valve auto, flaps 5 required, 5 selected and the green light, strap trim 6.1 required and set, start levers idly turned, flight controls checked, recall checked, before taxi checklist complete. TUIjet 902 Golf, request taxi. Damn, is the entire voice of a tower controller really broken? Seems like it. I can see that they've responded. I cannot hear your voice at all. Let's see if that helps. I cannot understand your voice. Please say again. Okay, they don't understand. Yeah, fuck it. Taxi runway 05 via Alpha. That is what they wrote. Clear on the left side, clear on the right side, and the park and brake is off. Config. checked. Let's go. All right. TUIjet 902 Golf, request to backtrack runway 05. I suppose we're not going to hear an answer here either. So strobe lights on. The approach area is clear. Then we are going to backtrack here. Okay, so far so good. Then let's do the before takeoff checklist to the line. Config checked, flaps 5.5 green light, stop trim 6.1 set. Takeoff briefing. It's right to takeoff, runway 05, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure number 1, packs auto, bleeds on, anti-ice off, takeoff speeds 150, 150, 154, and the SID straight ahead, right turn immediately. Climate of 4000, noise abatement procedure number 1 as briefed. Contact departure when advised, and that's pretty much it. Engine out to follow the SID, pick up the hold at Mike Alpha 431, and that's also going to be in 4000. Any questions? No? Perfect, so that's our departure briefing complete. Cabin, secure, before takeoff checklist complete. So you can already have the weather radar. Close that GSX window so that our click spots don't get blocked. Yeah, relax. 30 meters to the turn pad, and then we have an entire turn pad in front of us. TUIjet 904 Golf is ready for departure. So normally we would do everything right here for the setup, but I am going to delay that a tiny bit so that I can taxi at the same time.
On runway 05.
That's checked, and here we are. Okay. Auto thrust, LNAV, VNAV, transponder, strobe lights, landing lights. Before takeoff checklist below the line, please. MCP, set, transponder, Tara, strobe lights on, landing lights on, before takeoff checklist complete. And looking into the intentions, we have actually gotten our takeoff clearance. Must be the voice set of the controller that's really broken here. Okay, takeoff. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. So, thrust set. Checked. Gust hitting us there, right upon the rotation. Gear up. Disregard. LNAV. manual flying and taking screenshots. Probably not always the best idea, but here we are. Switching to departure to EJet 902 Golf here. Okay, here we are. Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. Departure to EJet 902 Golf, passing 3,500, climbing 4,000. Flaps up. Speed checked, flaps up. Look at that, they're talking to us.
Identified. Climb flight level 130, direct Mike Alpha 647.
Climbing flight level 130, direct Mike Alpha 647 to EJet 904 Golf. Okay, and 647 is the one that we're flying to anyway already. Set 130 checked. So, flaps up, no lights. Set standard.
Twitchet. Niner 2 Golf. Direct Mike Alpha 647. Then as filed, please.
Okay, standard cross check, passing flight level 67 now. And then let's engage that autopilot into the after takeoff checklist. Command B. And aircon and press 2.5, climbing and set. Altimeters, standard, passing level 63 now. Checked.
Golf, climb flight level 230.
Climbing flight level 230 to EJet 902 Golf. Set, 230 checked, VNAV. Alright, so far so good. So we're up in the air, we are on the way. Let's go ahead and ask the important question. 1600. Schedule is 1605, so we're on time. Perfect. 3.7 looks good as well. 358 optimum, yeah, let's go 360 straight away. Here we go. And cabin crew is released. Obviously, as an FO, you wouldn't just do that. You would ask the captain if it's fine to let the animals out. They're gonna say yes, and then you release them. That's always the problem when you're flying from the right-hand seat. You've got someone to the left who still has to confirm all your decisions. At least stuff like this that you cannot reverse that easily. Of course, you could always just call the cabin up and tell them to sit down again, but you know what I mean. Looks dumb in front of the passengers as well. Okay, altimeters. Passing level 102, climbing level 230, 10 checks. The fuel is balanced with 6 pumps on, lights are off, APU off, aircon and press 4.0, climbing and set, fasten belts. Yeah, I think that's fine. Auto, recall, checked, and monitoring 1 to 1.5. Data link. That's LPPC. Lock on send. And that's it. Okay then. That's everything done that we could do for now. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And then I see you all on the approach into Stuttgart. Alright everyone, we've just received a clearance direct Delta Sierra 411, which is exactly on a 10-mile final for runway 07 in Stuttgart. Now, let's see, we've just gotten some further messages here. Contact approach 119.85. Then let's go ahead and do that. So 1985 is active already. First officer must have done that. Long radar, TUI 92 Golf, passing level 1490, descending level 80, inbound Delta Sierra 411.
Stuttgart approach, identified. Good afternoon, cleared Reutel 07 transition. Expect the ILS runway 07 approach into Stuttgart.
Expecting the ILS runway 07 via Reutel 07, TUI 92 Golf. I guess that is the St. Tensions way of saying that from 411 you can expect the ILS. That shall be fine with me. Okay, so all that good stuff is done, so let's go ahead and start.
07 transition. Expecting the ILS runway.
Yeah, whatever. So let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about our approach. As you can see, I've accelerated a little bit when we got the shortcut so that we got right back onto our glide path. And apart from that, there isn't all that much that we could talk about in terms of the route modifications here. So let's get right into the...
I've got a shortcut for you. Turn left heading 330 vectors for the ILS runway 7 approach.
Left heading 330 vectors ILS 07 TUI 92 Golf. Okay. So, heading select, level change, let's start reducing towards 250 already. Like that, and then we can go ahead and extend that center line, please. Like that, looks good. Execute. Okay, nice. So, for the approach briefing, threats for the arrival, I honestly do not have any. So we are going down with 250 below 100. The forecast page is filled in. Fixed rings runway 07, 10 miles and 4 miles. And the approach is an ILS approach runway 07, which we got open on a chart over here. Frequencies 109.5 are active on both radios. And the courses 072 are selected. Minimum 1467 is set on both sides. MSA 4800, and in case I missed approach, straight at 70 Mi Stuttgart, which is going to be 1685, and that's on number 1, and then left to Luburg 109.2, which is going to be on standby on number 1. Apart from that, I've got nothing special on that one. So for the approach, we are ending up in Stuttgart with 3.9 tons. The minimum required is 2.5, 1.4, half an hour extra. We're burning 200 kilos, which is a landing weight of 64.8. This time well below the max landing weight here. Flaps 30 for the approach, and that gives us a stop margin of more than enough. I vacate the runway to the left-hand side, and then we'll see where they are going to put us for the taxi-in. I will request a terminal position here if needed. Okay, and that's it. Do you have any questions or suggestions? No? Lovely, then that's our approach briefing completed. Descent checklist. Pressurization, land out 1300, any eyes off, approach being fuel disgusting, ES and outbox checked and set, approach checklist complete. Alright. We are 10,000 above the ground here, so let's do the 10 checks. The fuel is balanced with 4 pumps on, the lights are on, angular bank 25, air cannon press is at 4.0 descending and set, fast melts on, recall checked, 1 to 1.5 is still on the monitor, and CPDLC. Let's disconnect that. Okay, data link terminate. Thank you. Okay, great. And the log-off is sent. Probably going to get a confirmation for that in a few moments, and that's it. Lovely. Right, 250 TUI jet 25 Golf. What? 25? That makes no sense at all. 350. Okay, that makes more sense. Here we go. TUIjet 902 Golf, please confirm that was heading 350.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into Stuttgart. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we have arrived at the gate. Kindly return your tray tables to their upright position and ensure your seats are fully upright with your seat belts fastened. The current weather in Stuttgart is a pleasant 15 degrees Celsius with clear skies. Our assigned gate is 52. Thank you for...
Descending 5000, right heading 360, TUIjet 902 Golf. Set. 5000 checked, set QNH. 1013 cross check, passing 9.1. Now. Okay, frisk check. Frequencies 109.5, fixed rings, runway 07, 10 miles, 4 miles, idents, India Sierra Tango Echo, we don't receive that just yet. Standby instruments are set and the course is 072, then we're just waiting for the idents. Level change. Okay, so far so lovely. Then we're just waiting for the ident to come in, and then I'd say we can definitely have some fun already. Manual flight, manual thrust. And I tell you what, since this isn't Ryanair, recycle flight directors. Here we go. So, all manual. Okay, idents are here, India Sierra Tango Echo, and on your side as well. Approach checklist. All meters and instruments, second cross-checked, approach aids, checked and set, approach checklist complete. So, then you are gonna get the vertical situation display. Scheduled on-block is in 9 minutes. We'll be just about on time here.
To Golf, 14 miles from CI-07. Turn right, heading 025, descend altitude 4,000 feet until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 7 approach, QNH 1012.
Right heading 025, descending 4,000 on QNH 1012, cleared ILS 07, TUIjet 902 Golf. Okay, set, 4,000 checked, set QNH. (1012) is cross-check passing 6.5. Now, checked. Okay, you can give me the center fix on top, please. Here we go. That also gives us a good VNAV profile. Excellent. That's what I love airports like Stuttgart for. You can do hand flying, you can do anything you want, because there's usually not all that much traffic. And just look at how stable the 737 is. We're completely raw data over here, but it's so easy to fly. Just like the real airplane. I'm going slightly below the VNAV path here, because, well, that's how the airplane descends naturally. I'd rather take that little bit of margin and then have a little easier deceleration later on. So we are cleared for the approach. Let's work ahead a bit. Come on, here we go. Cabin should be ready by now. Okay, and then we can start slowing down. We are cleared for the approach. And can you take the comms, please, when I'm flying? Thank you. Just gotta love it. That's what I call a relaxed approach. Glide slope is approaching. Flaps 1. Speed checked. Flaps 1. Oh, and that's what I get for doing pilot monitoring work at the same time. Just trust the localizer. But no problem, we'll re-intercept it. Okay, and there's glide slope capture as well. Go around altitude 5000 set. See, that's why you have 2 pilots in the real world. Flaps 5.
Contact Stuttgart Tower on 118.805.
Speed check, flaps 5. So 4000 is the final approach fix.
Stuttgart Tower on 118.805.
We are crossing 4000 at 1 dot on the localizer, so that's totally fine.
Stuttgart Tower, Pushback 9er 2 Golf. Good afternoon. Established on the ILS runway 07 approach.
200 knots ground speed, so we do need about 1000 feet a minute here to get her down. Flaps 10.
Motor, continue approach.
Speed checked, flaps 10.
TUIjet 9er 2 Golf, winds 3110 at 4. Runway 7, clear to land.
Runway 07, clear to land. TUIjet 9er 2 Golf.
Alright, the speed is nicely coming down. And let's start configuring gear down, flaps 15. And already set VRF plus 5 here. Landing checklist, start switches, continuous, recall, check, speed brake, arm green light, landing gear down 3 green, auto brake 3 set, holding it flaps. Flaps 30, speed checked, flaps 30. So, complete the landing checklist. Flaps 30, 30, green light, landing lights on, landing checklist completed, crew seated, clear to land. Okay, and we're going through 1000 feet, fully stabilized. So, looking outside, the glide slope coincides exactly with the PAPI. In other words, that terrain elevation issue that we used to have in Stuttgart on the default or the RD preset versions is solved in the Aerosoft version. 500, continue. Look at that, everything completely stable. I'm not even touching the yoke. Well, I am touching it, but I'm not doing anything. Now I am. Checked. 200. Just to prevent us from going too high. Continue. 100. Disregard the glide slope from here. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Speed brake up, thruster is normal. And there's 80%. 100 knots. 80 knots. Manual brakes. 60 knots. And here we are. Welcome to Stuttgart.
902 Golf, welcome to Stuttgart. Exit at Echo if able. Contact ground on 118.605.
In the real world, they would already have sent us on to November, so I am going to do that.
Exit at Echo if able. Switching to ground on 118.605. TUIjet 902 Golf.
Because by the time that our first officer is going to make the call, we're on November already, then we are going to get realistic taxi instructions here as well. Okay, and here we are.
Stuttgart ground. TUIjet 902 Golf. Good evening, cleared of runway. Ready to taxi to the gate.
TUI at 902 Golf, Stuttgart ground, taxi to gate 52 via November, Hotel Mike. Have a good day.
Request taxi to gate 11, TUIjet 902 Golf.
TUIjet 902 Golf, taxi to Terminal 1, gate 1 via November, Hotel Mike. Have a good day.
Okay, November, Hotel and Mike to the gate.
Stuttgart. Did you know that Stuttgart is home to the world's oldest television tower,
Terminal
which
1,
was
gate 1
completed in
via November,
1954?
Hotel Mike.
Thank you for
TUIjet
flying with
902 Golf.
TUIfly today. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of your flight crew, thank you for flying with TUIfly.
Okay, and with that, welcome to Stuttgart. I gotta say, the glide slope problem that used to exist with the default aircraft, or with the default airport, is completely solved. And overall that was an amazing and fun approach, so really enjoyed that one. Well guys, then let's go ahead and taxi to the terminal, and I can really only emphasize again how much I do appreciate this scenery, and also Aerosoft for giving me a free copy of it for the purposes of these flights. But believe me, my opinion on that one would not have changed at all if I had to purchase it for the full price as well. Okay, so up to 30 knots, then let's go ahead and have a quick look at our parking stand chart. So they said November, Hotel and Mike. That means we gotta turn right somewhere over there. Interesting that we're going via Hotel and not via the typical Lima 2, but if that's what ATC wants, then that's what ATC gets. So here's the exits onto the general aviation terminal, which seems quite busy, doesn't it? And then Hotel is going to be the next one to the right. I think that's coming just over here. Yep, there it is, Hotel. So we are a little bit too heavy for single engine taxi, otherwise I would definitely have considered it on a long way in like this. But in my old company it was SOP that we don't do it when we're at a gross weight above 63 tons, and we are at about 64 at the moment. So I'm not going to do it on this one. Okay, then left onto Mike to gate number 11. Left side's clear. So we're on the apron now, maximum speed 15 knots. But I'm definitely going to go all the way up to 15. Well, and with that, we are down here in Stuttgart. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed the flight. Again, my apologies for the broken tower frequency, or rather tower voice, over in Funchal. That was a little bit of an immersion killer, but nonetheless, I do hope that you've enjoyed it as well. I mean, it wouldn't have been much different if we flew this one on VATSIM without ATC online, then we would not have heard anything either. And pretty much made the same announcements just on Honeycomb. Okay. Turkish, don't start your pushback now. Okay, that is something that they have to get right. And what is that, Turkish? Okay, no comment. We'll just taxi past it. Probably going to lose our wingtip here, but hey. Yeah, that's too close. We are gonna lose our wingtip here. And there's a million gone. Okay. Start APU. Taxi light off, weather radar is off. Approaching gate 11. Here's 12, we go one further than that. Alright, and there is 11. The guidance system is on. Lights and radars are off.
Delta Alpha Charlie Romeo Papa ready to taxi.
Delta Alpha Charlie Romeo Papa, runway 7 taxi via exit 2 November Kilo.
Okay, B738 is on the guidance system. We're on the center line. Stop. That's 2 blue, 1 red, engines dead. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Okay, and here we are. So, engines are coming down. That, and that. Okay, and there's both engines below 20%. Transit shutdown, actually full shutdown checklist, please. So that's fuel pumps, 1 on for the APU. Electrical on APU, fasten belts off, window heat off, probe heat auto, anti-ice off, electric hydraulic pumps off, voice recorder auto, air compacts off, engine bleeds on, APU bleed off, exterior lights steady and wheel well, start switches off, auto brake off, speed brake down to 10, flaps up no light, park and brake set, start levers cut off, weather radar off, transponder tooth on standby, CBR, CB in, and cockpit door unlocked. Transit shutdown, no, sorry, full shutdown checklist complete. Okay, guys, and that's pretty much it. Welcome back to Stuttgart. I do hope you have enjoyed the flight. As always, leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. We're 7 minutes late, that isn't too shabby. And with that, I do hope you have enjoyed the flight with us. As always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and then I suppose I'm going to look forward to seeing you all again right on the next one.